journey into the most enigmatic corners of the human heart. Today, we delve into Why Most Avoidants Come Back After They Lose You, a title that encapsulates the paradoxical magnetism between those who flee from intimacy and the secure souls they leave behind. Picture this: a world where the very act of distancing oneself paradoxically sets the stage for a heart to return. It is in this arena that we observe a kind of cosmic dance, a ballet of attachment, anxiety, and self-fulfilling cycles that seem almost governed by the laws of a black hole. Let us first consider the secure partner, the one who embodies the essence of balance and stability. Like a lighthouse amidst a turbulent sea, the secure individual radiates calm, offering shelter and warmth. But when they venture into the realm of the avoidant, the ones who cloak themselves in emotional detachment, a curious transformation begins. What was once a firm foundation starts to crumble under the weight of the avoidant's need for space. And here, my friends, is where the paradox lies. In many relationships, the secure partner, with all their balanced energy, may find themselves becoming anxious. It is not by choice, but by a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the interaction. Imagine a serene garden slowly invaded by creeping vines that choke the once vibrant blooms. This is the transformation of security into anxiety. When the avoidant partner begins to withdraw, responding to intimacy with a measured detachment, the secure individual instinctively stretches out their hand, trying to draw them back into a warm embrace. And yet, the more they push for closeness, the further the avoidant retreats, an orchestration reminiscent of a cosmic tug-of-war. I remember a story of an old friend, a gentleman of refined tastes, who once mused over the nature of such relationships. He spoke of a time when he had been the embodiment of stability in his own life, only to find himself transformed into a relentless seeker of reassurance when faced with emotional withdrawal. "It's as if," he said with a wry smile and the measured cadence of a seasoned raconteur, "your very love converts the state of being into a chasm of doubt." In his tone there was both sadness and an ironic humor, an acknowledgement of the bittersweet nature of affection when marred by fear of intimacy. At the heart of this paradox lies what I like to call the black hole theory of avoidance. Picture the relationship as a grand celestial body whose gravitational pull creates an inescapable vortex. When a secure partner becomes anxious, triggered by the avoidant's retreat, their growing need for connection only deepens the separation. It is like watching a star collapse under its own gravity, igniting a cascade of energy that, paradoxically, draws everything inward. The once comforting light now dims, and what remains is a swirling void that is as mesmerizing as it is destructive. This process, my dear listeners, unfolds in distinct stages. The initial stage is the secure partner's gradual slide into anxiety, an emotional adjustment that is as involuntary as it is inevitable. When the avoidant partner activates their built-in escape hatch at the slightest hint of closeness, it sets off an unending cycle. The more the secure partner clings, the more the avoidant distances themselves. It is much like the fabled chase between the moon and the tide, each responding to the rhythm of the other in a dance that seems both ordained and fated. One might ask, why do avoidants come back after this dance has led to separation? The answer is hidden in the interplay of memory and nostalgia. After the avoidant has retreated into the safe realm of isolation, time softens the hard edges of their memories. The recollection of a past love, untarnished by the immediate pangs of vulnerability, becomes an ideal, a phantom of perfection that they can return to without the risk of being hurt again. This is the essence of what some call the Phantom X phenomenon. It is not that the avoidant longs for genuine intimacy. Rather, they chase the comforting specter of a past version of themselves, a version unburdened by the emotional demands of true closeness. I recall another anecdote shared by a wise elder during one of my travels, a gentleman whose life was a tapestry of grand romances and quiet farewells. He once described relationships as journeys through uncharted territory. "There is," he remarked in his mellifluous tone, "a peculiar irony in our search for love. We build intricate prisons of our own design, only to later crave the very freedom that lies beyond those walls." In this light, the avoidance return is not an act of surrender, but a recalibration of their internal universe, a recognition that, in the absence of vulnerability, there remains an inexplicable allure in the familiarity of what once was. It is important to understand that the avoidance return is a subtle act of emotional survival. Having experienced the fleeting clarity of a relationship without the burden of vulnerability, they find a strange comfort in the detachment that the past offers. This is not a conscious decision to long for lost love, but rather an unconscious gravitation towards a state that promises safety, a respite from the demands of intimacy. They know that in returning, they are not embracing the full spectrum of emotions, but rather a carefully curated memory that allows them to remain in control. Equally fascinating is the phenomenon I like to refer to as the grass is greener syndrome. This stage sees the avoidant partner reveling momentarily in the allure of newfound freedom or distraction. Whether it is a dive into work, fleeting romances, or a spontaneous journey to a distant land, the avoidance life becomes a series of interludes designed to shield them from the emotional complexities of commitment. Yet, no matter how many distractions they employ, there comes a time when the ghost of familiarity calls out from the recesses of their memory. The very absence of the secure partner, the one who once epitomized balance and love, creates a void, a longing that is both profound and paradoxically comforting. Thus, the cycle continues, a retreat into the safety of detachment, followed by a nostalgic return to a past that now seems infinitely more alluring. It is as if the avoidant is caught in a gravitational orbit, a perpetual journey around a forgotten star that promises both pain and solace. And it is within this orbit that they ultimately realize love, even in its most unattainable form, holds a power over them that is as mysterious as it is undeniable. To encapsulate this grand narrative, consider that the journey of the avoidant is, in many ways, a mirror to our own inner struggles, a continual battle between the desire for freedom and the need for connection. With every return, the avoidant confronts not only the echoes of a past love, but also the intricate tapestry of their own fears and hopes. And it is in this confrontation that one finds the bittersweet beauty of human relationships, a beauty that is as elusive as it is eternal. In the end, why do most avoidants come back after they lose you? Because in the vast cosmos of human emotions, sometimes the only constant is the gravity of familiarity, a force that, despite the chill of detachment, can warm even the coldest heart. So let us embrace this paradox with gentle understanding and allow ourselves to marvel at the intricate dance of love, vulnerability, and the ever-lingering call of a memory that refuses to fade. Each return, each cycle, is a reminder that even in the deepest void, there lies a flicker of hope, a testament to the enduring power of connection that defies the logic of escape. And that, my dear listeners, is why most avoidants come back after they lose you.
If you believe this video might help someone dear to you, share it with them. A small gesture on your part could mean the world to a friend in need.